Sunday radio show. The Jiggy Jaguar Experience each and every Sunday on 990 WBOB. Also, fantastically live on the Mix on Tuesdays. So, we are going to go to our next guest, who's going to join us here in just a few moments. We'll see what happens here. I think we've got our next guest joining us. How are you guys?
Can you hear us?
How are you guys?
All good. How are you?
Pretty good, actually. So give us a little bit of introduction on you guys and tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, we're EOUI. That's short for Eradication of the Unworthy Infants.
Wow.
And,
I love that name. Good Lord.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. The name, it's something I just kind of put together when I was 13. I didn't put much thought into it. I was just like, what would be a death metal band name if I were to make a band? and then when we started jamming and making music, it was pretty much the only thing that I'd come up with.
So it stayed, yeah.
I'll tell you, that is a hell of a name. The Eradication of the Unworthy Infants. That is just mind-blowing, my friend. That's awesome. So
Thank you.
You can find these guys on the old Facebook. Oh, the Facebook. Eradication of the Unworthy Infants. You got to spell the whole thing out, but when you see them, it is EOUI. They are great.
That also typing into Facebook, by the way.
Awesome. So this band name is amazing. So do you guys have like merch or anything with the name or the logo or anything on it? Because that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, we do. I mean, now since COVID, it's been kind of a problem printing merch, but we did set up a Teespring, which has allowed us to sell our merch, and it would be teespring.com/stores/EOUI.
EOUI. I think it's great that you said that you guys came up with this, and you didn't put a lot of thought into it. And I'm like, sounds like you put a hell of a lot of thought into it. Good Lord.
Well, it kind of came as we were making the music, because then we started to get gigs and we started to think we'd have to set up maybe a logo, some sort of branding so people would know who we are.
Yeah.
And I mean, as I said before, with COVID getting in the way, we haven't been up to much these past 2 years, but we're looking forward to getting back out on stage and, seeing where this takes us.
Well, I'll tell you, it is a hell of a deal. We have got a great guest with us today. EOUI join us here on our big program. And you can find these guys on Spotify. They have some amazing stuff over there. And let's talk a little bit about your music. You guys obviously are a metal band.
Yes.
Give me a little bit of details on the band itself.
Well, we like to blend a lot of music together. Like when we were making this new album, we were listening to a lot of ABBA. So we're not exactly listening to metal all day. We just we take these like grooves and rhythms that we like to put into our riffs. So I think it's like a good blend of death metal and hardcore. I wouldn't know what to call it to be exact, but it does get people moving on stage, and it does slam, to be honest with you.
So tell me a little bit about Crimson Atoll. We're gonna play that here in a few moments.
Right, that song. As I said, we do like hardcore a lot, so we wanted to try something new there. We didn't really want to stick to one genre, especially in our first release, because we wanted to kind of try a lot of new things out and see where that went. And Jonas right here, he came up with that bass line. And then I just thought, all right, That's pretty unusual. Let's go with that. I'll put the drums over it. And then when it got around to vocals, nothing really was working in terms of like the traditional growl. So I thought I'm gonna scream because I was listening to a lot of Knock Loose and they do that kind of vocals. So I took that from there.
Well, we are going to do this. We are going to play this track, and when we come back, we have got more coming up. It is Crimson Atoll. It is EOUI. We're going to put these guys on hold here on Skype. We're going to play the music, and we will be back here in just a few on the Sunday radio program. That is the band. We are going to do this. We are going to go back to them on the old Skip Skype, and they will join us back here on our big program. And EOUI, you guys are great. So tell me a little bit about some of the different themes you cover and some of the different, music and everything. Just give us more details here.
Well, themes, living out here in Finland, there's really not much to complain about. So most of these themes
That's awesome.
are fantasy based, like nothing to be taken too seriously. I'm not speaking from heart in most of them. And we talk about things like horror movies normally would, pretty gory things
Yeah.
like killing and murder and all that stuff that you would get in a death metal band. Disease is pretty common too, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything unconventional when you talk about the lyrics.
So you guys are from Finland. Is your kind of style of music big over there, or?
I'd say, I'd say Finland definitely has a bigger scene than other countries that um, we've interacted with.
Yeah. So what is the music scene like over there for just all types of music?
It's really compact. Like the bands that get big here, people in Finland would know them, but not so much outside. And it's really active as well. Like even though the bars are only at half capacity now, everything's selling out. Everybody's going to the same gigs. You see a lot of familiar faces there. So it really feels like a community here, the metal scene.
That's awesome. It is tremendous guest with us today, EOUI, and they joined us today here on our broadcast. And I'm amazed at some of the different songs and bands and all the various things. So how do people get you guys on the web? Websites, buy your music, all these things, help support you guys.
We're mostly active on Instagram. That would be at EOUI official. So if people want to see what we're up to or come start a chat or something, that would be there. Facebook, not so much, but we do post about what we're up to there as well. YouTube, people should be on the lookout on YouTube because we have a new album coming out and we're going to be making some music videos as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me about some of these music videos you guys have got coming.
Well, we filmed them locally. Like we found like film students to come help out, and I'd say they're punchy and they're short and straight to the point, and I think it really captures what the scene is about here in Finland.
We have got two great guests with us today. They're EOUI. So tell me about the crowd reaction that you guys have when you go out and play and various things.
Well, the crowd reaction is pretty good, to be honest. I mean, at least here in Finland. Um, they start moving around, they're pretty drunk around that point of the at that point of the night,
That's
so it's
awesome.
not hard to please them.
That's awesome. That's great. Well, at least you know your audience.
Yeah, I'd say.
That's very true, yeah.
So, how many people are exactly in the band? Because I see stuff on Facebook and I see some of these other things, and it looks like there's like just two of you in some of the photos, and then it looks like there's like more than two of you.
Well, the two of us here on the call, me and Jonas, we write and record the music.
Okay.
So we are EOUI pretty much. And the other two, Tino and Pablo, they're helping us on stage. They're live members, and we rehearse with them, and we consider them part of the band, but they're not part of the writing or recording process.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So, how far do you think this band is going to be able to go? How far do you think that you guys are going to be able to do all this?
Well, with the crowd reaction we've been getting, it looks pretty good. I mean,
That's awesome. That's good.
I have no idea how far we can take this. I mean, the name's quite absurd, but
yeah, I mean, honestly, we have no
Name's
clue.
quite
We're
absurd.
already further than I thought
That's
we would be.
way further.
That's awesome. Well, I'll tell you, the name is something else. I just, I think it's hilarious that you guys were like, well, you know, we just kind of threw it together, and I'm like, no, this looks like you had some planning. This is this is definitely a really cool deal. Well, thanks for doing this, guys. Thanks for being on with us today, and I just appreciate the time. This has definitely been a fun interview, and I look forward to talking to you guys more down the road. Thanks for doing this, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Definitely. Thank you, guys. There they go. That's EOUI. And, of course, EOUI stands for, which is amazing. Think about this. Eradication of the Unworthy Infants. Wow. They should just name their band Abortion. Save everybody the trouble. We are going to do this. We are going to play more of their music.